Hey there guys, the Mobile Gamer here, and today we'll be working in Brave Frontier talking about the new Frontier Gate, the permanent gate, and I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's called the Hall of Champions. So basically, what this is, it's a permanent gate so we can use our Frontier Orbs more often. Even when Frontier Hunter isn't here, the Frontier Gate will be here, so we can do that, I guess. The first 20 levels are pretty simple. Today I'm just going to be showing the first 10 levels. And for the first 10 levels, there's really nothing that you have to worry about. If you're over level 100, you're pretty much set. The team that I'm using is Groddens, 6-star with Ishrion and Virtue Stone, Ruby with Zentar, Quaid with the Scarlet Pin for elemental weakness damage, and I think the Heresy Orb, Elimo with Drevos and the Queen's Tear, and Lily Mata with a Malice Jewel, or no, never mind, not Malice Jewel, with Lexita and Soul Creator. And as a so-called friend unit, I'm actually going to be using my own Griel, which has, I don't know, I think it's a Malice Jewel and a Soul Creator. And as you just heard, you can use your own units for the friend unit here. So I'm using my own Groddens and my own Griel, and it makes it even better because now you can choose which spheres you want on your units. But the only thing is, you're limited to the units you have. So you can still use your friend's units, but if you want to use units from your own inventory, it will just show it on the screen. I don't know really what else to go for. The first 5 levels, you will want to pick the Brave Burst full power-up, I guess. So, before you even go into the dungeon, Noel will offer you 3 or 4 different options for power-ups. And usually, if it's the first 5 levels, he will give you the Brave Burst up to full. And that's what you want for the first 5 levels, because it gets your Brave Burst up immediately, and you can basically do, let me think, you can basically just BB spam the first 5 levels without actually having to worry that much about it. You'll see in the video that instead of using Lily Mata's and Elimo's BB, I actually use them for normal attacks, and that's just so I get more BC recovery, because sometimes there are like 2 unit fights or even 1 unit fights, and those can be pretty challenging to refill your Brave Burst on. A few fights that I've noticed as of now are the fight with Eris and Sergio, the fight with the Jewel God, and the fight with, it's like Priscilla and some other people. Those fights can actually be pretty tough. The one with Erus and Sergio, Erus does a pretty powerful single target attack in his first turn, and basically, if you don't have mitigation up and it's an earth unit with 8,000 health or less, he will basically one-shot the unit. And that happened to me even with 2 Groddens, so that's with, like, he attacked Quaid the first turn and he did 8,000 damage, and that's with plus 70% defense. So he does attack hard the first turn. Sergio also does an attack, but it's nowhere near as powerful as Erus is. So just watch out for that fight. I think it's actually in this video. If I'm not wrong, I think it's either the second or third battle in the second set of 5 floors. And next up, Next is the Jewel God. And basically, it's kind of like a comical fight, but you also need to watch out because after I think 2 or 3 turns, he will start draining your BB gauges. He does 3 single target attacks per turn, and it will fully drain a BB gauge. It's a 100% chance. So, honestly, it's probably better just to try to one-shot him instead of doing what I did, or doing what I do, and like putting Groudons up and then trying to single, or no, like normal attack him down. Because I basically do that so I can preserve BB gauge, but even then, like, I lose more Brave Burst gauges than I do, like, fill. So it's probably better just to try to one-shot the Jewel God. And finally, the last battle that I really noticed is the battle with Priscilla and the others in that battle. The only thing I know is that Holy Knight Priscilla is there. Basically, on the first turn, they all do an AoE attack and they spark, and if you don't have mitigation up and attack down on the enemies, it'll be a pretty tough fight. Last time I did this, I did 1 to 20 just so I could get the rewards, and on that last fight, they nearly killed all of my units, so I swapped my team to the team that I have now, and basically I have Groudon's here for the leader skill and dark and light element attack. I have Quaid here for the fire, water, earth, lightning element attack. I have Ruby here for the attack down debuff, and Griel for negate status ailments and plus 30% health and defense. Elimo for mitigation and defense buff, and Lilimata just in case I come across a boss battle where it's like, where you can't one-shot the entire boss section. She's there for alternative BB recovery. So basically that's my team. If I had more cost, I would swap Lilimata with Diana, but since I don't have more cost and I still need to keep leveling up, I'm using Lilimata for now. And otherwise, I don't have much advice. I will be doing a second video from floors 10 to 20, and that ought to be coming out soon. But until then, Mobile Gamer here, I guess. Good luck on doing these levels. One last piece of advice, if you can do level 1 to 20, I would just retire there so you can get the rewards there, because 1 through 20 and 21 through 30, they're very different skill sets. 21 through 30 is very tough. Even with full 7-star units, it would still be very tough. It's a lot based on RNG and which buffs you pick before you go into the floors from Noel. So, I guess just stay tuned. Otherwise, I'm Mobile Gamer, thanks for watching, and I am out.